Hi guys, welcome back to Dimitra's Dishes. It is Tuesday and I'm going to teach you how to make your own breadcrumbs. So let's just call today Quick Tip Tuesday and see if I can keep up with it, where every Tuesday I bring you some quick tips and tricks to make your life easier in the kitchen. Now, I was cleaning out my refrigerator and I saw that I had some bread that was pretty stale and still didn't go bad, so I thought I'm going to turn it into breadcrumbs. You can do this with any bread that you have. It's great for sliced bread. A lot of times when we buy sliced bread, or even when we make our own, sometimes the ends get left over, and it's pretty sad to throw food away in the garbage when you can turn it into something else and use it and save some money in the end too. So I have some hamburger buns here that I had in my fridge. I have some ends of some sliced whole wheat bread, and I have about 3/4 of a loaf of really good bread that I made that is left over. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna cut it up and then put it in my food processor. I'm gonna pulse it until it's into very small pieces, and then I'm just gonna lay it out on a baking tray and bake it in my preheated 350-degree oven. But we will get to that when we get to it. Let's slice up the bread first. So you just want to cut your bread into just small sized chunks so that way it processes easily in the food processor. I have my food processor here with the blade attachment, and you don't want to overload it either. Just do a few pieces at a time and just pulse it until they're all really finely chopped. I spread the breadcrumbs in an even layer, and I used 2 baking sheets because I had a lot. Now this is the consistency that you're looking for. The next step is to toast them and make them nice and dry so that way the shelf life is longer. If you were to put them in a container right now without toasting them, they would go bad pretty soon. They would just fill up with mold and just all of your effort will go down the garbage. So now what you want to do is put them in the oven at 350 degrees until they're nice and dry. And that really all depends on how thin your layer is. The thinner your layer is on the baking sheet, the faster they're going to toast. So keep an eye on them. After about 5-6 minutes, go in and take a look and mix them up. As soon as they're nice and dry and toasted, take them out. I'll show you what mine look like as soon as they're ready. The breadcrumbs are ready, so mine took 15 minutes to bake, but it just depends, again, like I said, how thin your layer is. If you layer them on all in one tray and it's almost to the top, then it's probably gonna take about 20 to 25, maybe even 30 minutes, but you want them to be totally dry and toasted. You can do this with any bread. You could do this with pita, with Italian bread, with, like I said, the ends of sliced bread, with buns, really with anything. Don't let that bread go to waste, and you'll always have homemade breadcrumbs in your pantry ready to add to any recipe. Now, you could flavor them if you want, and I would do that while they're nice and warm so that way they can absorb the salt and maybe some pepper and oregano, but I like to store them plain so that way I can adjust the seasoning depending on the recipe that I'm adding them to. I don't do anything to them. I don't season them. Once they cool down, I just put them in an airtight container and I store them in my pantry. They'll stay fresh up to a month. They haven't lasted longer than that in my house because I do bake with a lot of breadcrumbs. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and let me know what you want to learn how to make next. Thank you guys so much for spending time with me today. I'll see you all next time. Yes, yes.